Hey, I'm curious, have you ever felt this way? Because I feel this way a lot. And sometimes I'm wondering, is it just me? Am I crazy? I want to know if people relate because I want to reach others. If people do relate and the tools that I have and that I'm using are useful, I'm on the right path. And I want to be on the right path. I want to that's what the whole point of this is. So please, if you relate at all, let me know. I'm curious, legitimately curious. Okay, so let's dive into the topic of today, which is understanding the reason why I have made myself seem smaller than I am, not allowing myself to take up space, and what I'm doing about it. This shrinking, this is the problem, and I've lived this way for so long. I didn't realize I was doing it until I started going through therapy. Well, what do you know? The problem is therapy is not always accessible. So I'm hoping the things that I'm learning can help someone else. So I this shrinking topic, like what does that look like? What do I mean? Just not allowing myself to be unapologetically myself. Like just kind of trying to blend in with my surroundings, so to speak. Not interrupting if I have something that I need to say or there's something that I need from maybe my charge nurse or a superior of some sort. I wouldn't interrupt. I would just stand there and wait for them to address me instead of being assertive and saying what I needed. Um, Lots of things like that, like just putting myself in this box, just like living in fear and just being hard on myself. Another thing that I would do growing up, I did it in my family dynamic, what we call shape shifting, and people call it like code switching or whatever. But for me, I don't I want to be authentically me. I don't want to be switching up like that. And I had two when I was younger, two very different sides. My mom's side and my dad's side were very like opposites, and we behaved one way with this set of grandparents, and with the other set, it's like, no, you can't do those things. Nope, you have to dress this other way. It was it's like, okay, I'll just put my own self aside and do what I need to do to blend in. I'm not faulting my parents. That's just something I noticed because they were so different. And so this shape shifting, that's a problem. You carry that. So what I'm noticing now and what I'm learning, that shape shifting, the kind of code switching, it goes right along with people pleasing. And people pleasing is a problem I know I have, but I never really understood the root of the problem. Like people don't really talk about why are you a people pleaser? At least no one talked about it to me. So understanding people pleasing is it's seeking validation from others. And if you don't get that validation, like your whole world is shaken up. Like everything starts crashing down because that's where you're finding um like your identity, your security is being found in the validation of others. Like what a scary place to be. Like you're constantly like a ticking time bomb. Like that's scary. So, in order to break past that, what we have to do is cultivate self-worth that's unshaken by outcomes. It doesn't matter if it goes this way or that way. That doesn't change me, right? You can start thinking, okay, I'm going to focus on my own intentions. I know that I did the right thing and I did my best, and my best is good enough. I'm not spending energy thinking, oh, what did they think about what I did? Am I being perceived in this certain way appropriately? I'm not wasting energy on that. I'm only focusing on Did I do the right thing? Okay, I did. And I can sleep well at night knowing that. And just being unapologetic for who I am. I don't need to be just like Joe next door or whoever else. I don't need to be like anyone else. I'm me. And if I'm different, okay. I used to work in a unit where there was um, people who were atheists and outspoken about it. And I was not. I'm not an atheist at all. I fully believe that there's a God. 100%. But I wouldn't speak up because of that people pleasing, shape shifting, you could say chameleon mentality. I don't want to be different. I don't want to be an outcast. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. So, the flip of that, be unapologetic. I'm not sorry for being who I am. There's nothing wrong with who I am. Now, of course, if there is something you should work on, work through those things. I'm just talking about being you. It's okay. I just, sometimes it can feel vulnerable to show people who you are. And, well, what if they think I'm weird? And what if this? Like, don't live there. You don't want to live there. I don't want to live there anymore. I've lived there for so long. I for sure don't want to live there anymore. So, what's helping me? If I catch myself kind of shrinking down or feeling like I'm hiding, like, okay, who am I doing this for? Am I trying to get approval from the people around me? Do I need that approval? Remember, I don't. Remember, you don't need that approval. You don't need it. Just sit comfortably in your own skin, focus on what you're doing, focus on your intentions, and choose to think differently. If we just keep going along with the thoughts that are coming to us, we'll be stuck forever. But if you can catch your thoughts, you be mindful of your thoughts. You notice when you're making yourself smaller or trying to hide or trying to blend in. Catch those things. Understand you don't need validation from other people. What you need to do is believe in yourself. If you have a strong self-worth, it doesn't matter what other people think because you know you're doing the right thing. And it's so freeing when you get to that point. You can be free. And for me as a Christian, that means speaking out more about Christ without fearing what people think. Because not everybody is accepting of that these days. With everything that has been going on politically, with the way Christian hypocrisy is so, like, people will label themselves as Christian and they don't act like it. And so for me to say I am a follower of Christ and understand there's backlash behind that at times, that for me, that tells myself, okay, that's strength for me, especially hiding for so long. I will never be able to fully embrace my potential if I keep choosing to hide. So if there's anyone out there who has found themselves in this situation, hiding, blending in, quieting their voice, not stepping up when they know they should, that speaks to your self-worth, your identity. It doesn't need to be dependent on others. Focus on your values, your intentions. Remember, you're doing your best, and your best is good enough. And if people don't like that, then you're not for them. And guess what? We're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. And I know that. And I don't have to be. If you found this helpful or relatable at all, let me know. I am curious to know if any of this is helpful. It is just a little bit of a mindset shift that I have been learning recently. I'm going to leave a couple of journal prompts to kind of get your brain thinking about your own situations and if maybe you have made yourself small before and what you're going to do to cultivate self-worth. Like, subscribe, all those things, and I hope to see you in the next video.